toe with the 2 nets.
All right, guys,
That's a lot.
let's go to work.
All right, what do you get
Turn your mics on.
Let's call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everybody to our work session here, Monday, October 6th, 10:30 a.m. at Town Hall. I asked the Secretary Treasurer Warner to call the roll.
Yep. Scott Horowitz.
Present.
Ed Warner, present. Chip Marin. Here. Joe McLaughlin.
Present.
And Matt Parson. Here. All here, Mr. President.
All right.
Yep.
Let's get right to work here. We have a presentation here from Michael Dole. So I would like to give you the floor.
It's not too much of a presentation, more of a discussion.
Yeah, come on in. You want to go here? You want to go there?
You can just go right here, it's just kind of.
Yeah, sign in. I mean, you do have, I'm glad you got this up here, because I see that we need to have a conversation about some alternatives, huh?
Yes, so, yeah, this is a follow-up from the last time I was here. And the trustees approved a area to plant oysters from the SOAR program, which was outlined in the red. And then bringing this to get the permits through the DEC ran into a little problem in that it is in seasonally certified waters. So our problem with the DEC, that it was in seasonally certified waters. They have an agreement with the SOAR program that these oysters, since they're market size adult oysters, have to go into fully certified waters. So I know the license agreement was already drafted for that red area. I would like to keep that area for next year because we are allowed to plant spat on shell there. And that would be the plan next year because it's a great spot. But for these adult oysters from the SOAR program, we need a new location in certified waters, and I just put 3 alternatives, and that's the discussion to see what's most suitable to the trustees. And I can tell you a little bit about each one. I'll just say in general, the reason we want to stay in that area by the canal is that this is the highest oyster recruitment in Shinnecock Bay. So we're getting sets of oysters. We've seen this now for several years in a row, all through the canal. You go along the beach at Cowfish where the rocks are. There's oysters all set up there. All the way down Canoe Road, so where alternative 3 is, there's oysters set down there. And then same where alternative 2, you can keep going along the North Shore there. You'll see there's some oyster recruitment. The hydrodynamic model also says that the water gets retained in this area to a degree, almost like an eddy in this area. So that would keep larvae that are spawned in that area rather than going out into the ocean. So that's why we want to work in this area. So the discussion really is just which alternative area. I think out of all of them, I like, from a biological standpoint, 2 has really good bottom, just like the original area had. It's close to the shore, it has great bottom. I spoke with Trustee Warner briefly about it the other day, and I think you agreed that was maybe the most suitable area.
Yeah, 1 is all mud bottom. It's just east of the flat
Yes.
there. It's not suitable for.
How far off the shore is it?
For alternative 2,
Yes.
it would only be like 20 meters off the shore.
Is that going to create an issue for other people putting docks in there?
No, because the oyster reef really doesn't affect, with docks, they can work around it, and the docks should be shorter there because of the water depth.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, alternative 1 and 3, 3 is, there is some rocks on the beach, but there's like sandy beach for the next 300 feet, and it's very shallow, and it goes directly into mud, so that doesn't give you really much of an area to lay. But the 2 is an area where it's deeper, and it's kind of like there's a lot of, rocks there, cobble, quarter decks and stuff like that. And I think out of all the areas the 3 areas, that it is the best
How deep
area.
is it there?
I mean, we'd be going right off the beach, so at low tide, it's between knee and waist deep.
and it goes right to 6 feet of water within 150 feet.
You gotta put your pound trap back in, are you, Eddie?
No, it wouldn't matter, no, my pound trap is west of that and east of that, so no, wouldn't affect that.
No.
Oyster, you're just laying the oysters on the bottom, so.
I mean, I just roughly put the spot in there. I mean, and I'm gonna, after this meeting, I mean, if that's what's decided, I'm gonna fine tune it and send you the exact coordinates.
Yeah.
But would you recommend, I mean, from where it is, you recommend going further east at all, or?
Can you show us what else is in that area, James, is that possible, without the
GIS
on there on the
map.
GIS? Could you show us?
Mike, this is going to be what, a new agreement, separate and apart, because you want to keep the other one, correct?
Well, I mean, that would.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
would
it's-
like that,
I think
yeah.
that makes sense,
No,
Mike.
that's what makes sense. We would almost have to do it.
I think that makes
There's
sense,
one
Mike.
very large dock there, and then there's no docks until you get,
So where is it relative to this? Is that's what my interest is, like, where are we at relative
it's
to?
just west of Crab Road.
So the original area was just,
Right here. This is the proposed area.
yeah, that's the proposed area, exactly, right there.
That's all hard bottom.
It's nice hard bottom, and it's, you know, it goes from like a foot and a half to like 6 feet within.
I just, just want to make
100
sure we
yards.
don't have a conflict with people wanting to wharf out over there, that's all. Right? Would that be a problem?
Even if you put a dock, Scott, it's not gonna affect the oysters, because you're laying there, it's like a natural set of oysters.
I get
correct?
that, but I think it's important to be
Yeah.
taking that into consideration as we're
So
agreeing to
this
this.
spot, technically, I wouldn't call a reef. This is where we're literally planting single set adult oysters. We'll put a little shell down, we don't have much shell, so we're gonna put a little shell on the bottom just to give them a little substrate, but then we're just planting the oysters on. If somebody, and I expect these adult oysters maybe would live 2 to 3 years. They're already, because they're already 2 years old, you know, so at most they'll live another 2 to 3 years. So we'll get a couple good, really good spawns out of them.
Right.
I mean, so if a dock went in next year, then yeah, they'd kill some oysters. When they put the dock in, they would kill some of the oysters, but they're not gonna destroy a reef, because we're not
Right,
building
so you
a
wouldn't
reef.
object to it?
If somebody put a dock
Right.
there? If that's, yeah, no, I mean, and
I'm just trying to foresee a future
if it's
conflict.
3 years down the road, somebody puts a dock in, there's probably not gonna be many oysters there left anyway.
You know what I'm trying, based on experience, I'm trying to figure out how we get the
Conflict of
parameters
interest.
set up
Yeah.
when you're trying to manage a shared resource where everybody understands what the expectations are. Like, we may be put in a situation where someone's asking for this, wharfing out, right? And, now we've made this, just want to make sure that it can all work together. That
Two
would-
questions. Is this gonna be, so because they're adult-sized oysters, this is gonna become a sanctuary whereby a bayman can't go in there and harvest?
Yeah, pretty much.
And what's the term of the agreement?
Well, the original was
We do 5 and
5 years.
renewable.
I'd like to see a 5-year, because that would be the lifespan probably of the oysters.
Yeah, by then.
And after 5 years, we could reevaluate it and see if it's, something that's worked, or if it didn't work. And, and then hopefully you can go back to the other spot and put the juvenile oysters there where, where you can make more of a permanent sanctuary out of that.
I have a question. Would you be able to move it a little bit further south, and then anybody wanting to wharf out wouldn't be destroying all of your
It gets
work?
into muck when you get too far.
I mean,
No, it's
depending on
hard
how
bottom
far out
pretty
you
far.
are now, I don't think
It's hard
wharfing out's
bottom.
gonna be
Well,
an
if
issue.
it's not gonna be,
Yeah.
if there's no objection to having, a 4 foot by whatever, going out over it, we don't have any plans for that, but you don't know what's coming in here next week.
Yeah, but if you took it's a 100-foot pier line there. So
Right.
if you set the inner terminus of your project at 100 feet and went offshore, you would be outside of the pier line of the dock.
Would you still be in the proper bottom, though, or would
Yeah,
you?
no, it's,
I wanna ground truth
he's,
it.
he's gonna do,
Just trying to,
If you moved it to 110, that would definitely
I'm
get it
just
out
trying
of
to
the
get
pier
ahead
line.
of,
And that would be the ideal way to do it.
right, because I'm just trying to get ahead of a potential issue.
Really, I'll just check the bottom, and if it's firm, then that would be the best thing to do, because then there's no issue, right?
Right. If it's not, you want to get the optimal bottom, we just need to craft what we need to craft.
it's,
okay?
it's good bottom.
It's good?
That's
Okay.
why
I just-
I know this spot like the back of my
Okay,
hand.
I just want to make sure because these
Eddie's
things,
been poaching
In the
there for
original
decades.
location, I mean, it's very similar. I walked out pretty far, and it
Yeah.
was good bottom going. I mean,
Yeah.
you lost the cobble, like, when you're close to the shore, you have all the rock.
Yeah.
The small rocks, and you maybe lose that a little bit, but it was pretty firm, like going, out.
Yeah, but when you get a little further out, there's some larger rocks there.
Okay,
Actual, because I've clammed there.
Okay.
There's some actual boulders there.
that's good too.
So that's why this whole area is a preferred area.
Right, I just wanna, while we're doing this, let's try and take into all the considerations that we.
I'll bring a transect tape with me. I think low tide's this afternoon, so this is gonna be perfect after the meeting. I'll go down there and go out 110 feet and check it out.
Yep.
And once you get the coordinates, send them to me so I can draft a new agreement and we'll get it on.
Right, and I like the other idea too, that you have about maintaining that other site as well.
And just for your information, I met with two of the homeowners along this stretch, and they're so excited because when they walk the beach at wintertime, they get to go out there and pick a bucket of oysters up, which is something they never knew was even there.
Yeah.
Because all the rocks along there have all the spat oysters attached to them.
Yeah, that was great. And that was my only concern with that spot was just if the homeowner, I didn't want to, you know what I mean? Because they'll look out the window, they may see us out there, on the boat putting oysters or whatever. Not that we go out, and we'll go out like 2 or 3 times a year to monitor.
That's what you expect to see in a maritime community.
I would hope so.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
So, well, you'd be surprised.
I know.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, you guys would be surprised.
Not my first rodeo.
All right, so get us that information, and then we'll put it into the resolution.
Thank you.
Right, Jeff?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the work that you do
thank
with the base here.
All good. All right, so we're good with that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great day. All right, let's go to the general permit applications for determination. I have 4 Stone Lane, JMO. See Mr. Justice here.
Morning,
Loader, how are you today?
Very good so far. I came before the board on the 5th of September with this one initially, and the board had requested some changes. This is a in-kind in-place replacement of 157 feet of bulkhead. There's an extensive amount of wetlands located landward of the bulkhead. So at the last meeting, you guys had asked that no dead men, just helical anchors, which we've revised the plans to show. And you'd also asked for a buffer zone. You see that little, there hasn't been a buffer zone shown on the map there. It's about 35 to 40 feet landward of the bulkhead, so it'd be a sizable buffer zone that's all marsh there.
It's a good buffer.
Nothing will be touched. All proposed work will be done from a boat. There'll be no storage of material landward of the bulkhead, so everything's gonna be done by water.
You've addressed all the issues?
Pardon?
You have addressed all the issues that the
believe
board
so.
had? James?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's nicely done.
Moved.
You're good, we'll advance it for you. Thank you for addressing the issues.
We just need the stamp plans on.
All set then?
Do you have anything else with us today?
Yeah.
That's it?
Make life easy on you. I'm out of here.
You're making life easy on you today, too. You did a good job fixing that for us, though. Thank you very much, Glenn.
All right, guys, be well.
Thank you. All right, so we'll advance that. I have
Just send me this.
27 Barracuda. I have DKR Shores, Roland Rhinebacks. Hello. So you have a project with us here, right? 75 linear feet.
Typical, Shancock Shores bulkhead reconstruction. It's in bad shape, as you can see.
You want to match?
Yeah, there's a neighbor to the north that's about 5 inches higher. We're just gonna match them.
Okay. Yeah, it's in bad shape.
It's in bad shape. DEC is issuing general permit. Yeah, it's just blowing out. It's just in bad shape.
What's the buffer language?
Beach grass.
Beach grass.
It's on the cover sheet.
Yeah. Is there gonna
It's
be
on the
any
plan.
reclamation dredging on this project? No? It looks like because of quite a lot of material that was behind the bulkhead is no longer there.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna, it's not
Okay.
gonna amount to anything, so. Yeah, the other guy's like, oh, about 5 inches higher.
You good? Yeah. You good, you good? What else do you have? It's good, you can go.
Stamp plans.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, I'll send it, and then I'll email them like.
Perfect.
All right, awesome, thanks.
That's all you have today?
That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Shoreline Bulkhead, Carol Ann Boschnagel, 14 Dolphin. Morning. Morning. Back to Shinnecock Shores, 75 feet. Helical deadman system, same height, location of existing bulkhead. He's gonna fill in the drop box. And do a fixed platform, 2x12 ramp. You're gonna remove the 2 sections of existing floating dock, and you're gonna remove the jet ski float?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's going to stay in the same location. It's not going to be raised. I noticed, bless you, I noticed, bless, that I did not mention with regard to the buffer, because there's a 4-foot composite boardwalk there that they're going to reinstall. And right behind that is a pool.
It says no room.
So there's no room
Tight.
for much of anything. It's very tight, which is why we're doing a helical system. So once we remove, we could see if we have to put any more support. So I put some deadman on there just in case
You,
when we
you could do it,
remove.
yeah.
Yeah, just so, but we won't know until we get
Open it
behind
up.
there and see what's going on.
It's a highly constrained neighborhood. You do the best you
Yes.
can with a highly constrained neighborhood.
Yes. Any questions for me?
So we're good.
It's a blue book, right, James?
It does. I think you're fine. I think you're getting a rock in a hard place here.
Okay,
Okay.
All right.
The plans are stamped, so you're good to move it.
Okay.
okay.
That's all you
Do
have?
you want me to, that was all I had today. And did you want me
Oh,
to
yeah.
write that on the buffer? Give him an updated cover sheet for the composite boardwalk that's
You
gonna be
should.
removed and reinstalled?
Yes. Thank you.
And the dimensions.
Sorry about that.
The dimensions of that should be
Dimensions of
included.
the boardwalk.
Okay.
You could do that. It's easy.
You're gonna advance
Easy
pending
for
that.
easy.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you, trustees.
Thank you.
Have a great one. Now, we have, let's see, you've got Roberto Legacy Trust, 101023 at 61 Inlet Road West, Shinnecock Hills.
Good morning, board members. Thank you for having me today. John Borkwin of Greenberg Traurig, 2317 Main Street in Bridgehampton. I'm here today for the Liberto Legacy Trust. Before you, there are 2 related applications. One is for the expansion of a existing permitted dock at the premises, and 2 is for the personal watercraft, or PWC, on a float that relates to the jet ski dock on the west side of the dock. The dock already benefits from a trustee's permit, 9168, from, I believe that was 2006. That is in the submission that I put forward to you. Changes here really are only germane to the floating part of the dock at the very end. A 10-foot extension, including the jet ski dock on the west side, 2 8-foot by 3-foot extensions to the east side. They're better understood by the Squires Holden survey that you have up on the screen there. This is for both a boat and a jet ski. That's within the 2-boat maximum under Article 750A16. The dock is well within the 100-foot length limit for shallow water areas under Article 752-1. And it's shorter than several docks in this region of Cold Spring Bay. So I'm here if the board has any questions.
James?
You have a maximum float of 6 by 20 regulation in
Correct.
there, so you are allowed to have, well, under review, the PWC would be a separate float application after it was approved. So it's over the 6 by 20 max as presented now.
So the original permitted structure would be, would be allowed there. Anything greater than that would not be allowed there, correct?
And they want to bump it out, is that correct? Or they want to leave it in place? I'm
sorry?
Is this in place, is this, the new
just-
permit is staying for the same P line, or are you trying to go farther out?
We're expanding the dock from what was permitted.
The size, not the length, right?
Not
It's just the size of
the float?
the float, right. So the float will be larger than 6 by 20.
How
So
are we gonna do that? We'd have to pass a resolution to
I don't know
change.
why we do that.
No, we
Well,
wouldn't do it, because,
can't-
first off, there's an
Oh, it's
extended,
already built too. It's an as.
It's an as-built, bigger than.
You would be
Yeah.
legalizing it if.
Right, so we'd have to, in order for us to entertain, is there a prior permit? There's no prior permit for
there is a
that?
prior
Yeah.
permit.
For that size?
No,
Not for
6
this
by 20,
size.
so you're asking us to legalize a bigger float than we have in our regulations?
So where exactly in the code is the 6 by 20 regulation for the float?
Because my understanding is if we were gonna entertain new at bigger, we'd have to do a public hearing and do a blue book change if that's what the board wanted to do in certain areas, but I'm not sure we have the ability to do that right now.
So is the 6 by 20 regulations are inclusive of the PWC though?
No,
No.
the PWC was a separate
Separate app.
application that would be reviewed after the permit. So if you kept it at the permitted structure now, or the 6 by 20,
the original
the
permit.
original permit, you could apply for a PWC attached to that.
Yes.
And it's within their regulations to allow that.
Well, so there are two separate applications. I
Yes.
did put in a PWC application, and I did put in. the
Yeah,
application folder.
you had said
Yeah,
that
so-
you were talking about both, but you need to get the approval first for the.
Right, so let's put the PWC aside for now, because it's
Okay.
separate. Let's focus on the main, right? So I believe our regulations are the maximum that we can, under the current Blue Book regulations, approve for a new, thing like this would be the 6 by 20.
Do I have this correct, that the only addition to this 6 by 20 is that little finger coming off of it? Is that
No,
what
they're-
outside or are they 30-foot long as well?
A
It's 30
10-foot
foot.
extension on the west end of the dock and two 8-foot by 3-foot extensions on on both sides of the T-dock.
All right, so we couldn't entertain anything beyond the 6 by 20 because our regulations don't permit it. So if the board was going to entertain that, we would have to go through the process of Blue Book amendment, public hearing, and all of that, if there were areas that the board felt that there was merit to a longer length dock. But under current regulations, I don't believe we have that ability.
No.
No,
But if the float portion was less than 6 by 20 exclusive of the PWC, is that
Yeah.
acceptable?
If you were 6 by 20 on what we're talking about, this project, I believe that to be acceptable,
So if
correct?
the float portion is less than 6 by 20,
No, 6 by,
6 by
the whole-
20 is fine.
6 by 20
the
is.
original permitted
Is the
structure
maximum.
was approved, and it's what we go by now. What you have added on is not approvable. It's outside of the 6 by 20.
we don't issue variances, basically.
Right, we would have to change our regulations for the board then to make the decision on what they felt was appropriate for that area. That would be a whole other process.
And this
And
is a
I'd
highly
also-
constrained, very
Yeah.
narrow
There's a
properties.
lot of seagrass around. I'd also like to make note that I don't know what was permitted on the original permit as far as count of poles.
I'm sorry?
Because according to this overhead, count of poles, like how many
Oh, count of
poles.
poles.
Amount of
Yeah,
pilings.
so,
Were,
two
many
or
does he
four, I
have?
don't know what was on the permit originally, but there's obviously more in there now.
yeah, so 2 were originally permitted for the float.
So
the 6 by
you're
20.
gonna have to make sure that your original permit amount of poles that were allowed on that floater remains the same as, and not added on to.
Right.
And it's Section 50, number 20 is the only one floating dock is permitted per residential dock structure. Maximum size float will be 6 feet by 20 feet, secured by a maximum 8-inch diameter round piles.
5120, that was?
Yes.
Right, so currently, you would have to amend your project to fit that regulation for us to legalize that. And like I said, in future boards or future time, if the board felt that, there were areas that a 30 would be okay, or whatever the number is, they would have to go through, public hearing and Blue Book, modification for change the regulation, but right now, as it sits, 6 by 20.
Okay. But if the float portion exclusive of the PWC is 6 by 20 square feet, that's permissible.
Yeah,
That's
with
what
two,
you
with
already have
two
a permit
poles.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I can talk to applicant and we can look into that. It's my understanding that I have to look at the square footage and the kind of measurement. We might be there already, but let me get some clarity on that.
Yeah, just be clear on the fact that we don't go over 20, you know what I mean? So just look at
6
that
by
for now.
20.
Yeah, just look at that.
Okay. Excellent. And does the board have any thoughts at this time of the PWC?
Yeah, it's a separate application,
That
so,
doesn't have to go to work session.
yeah, that's more of an administrative scenario than
That's
it
as long
is.
as you meet the regulations.
Yeah,
As long as your old dock is under criteria, it's usually pretty smooth.
Okay.
yeah, that shouldn't be, an issue. We've just got to get this into compliance to the current Blue Book regulations,
Understood.
and that's what we got to do.
That'll be administrative.
The other
Excellent.
side of it, yeah.
Yeah. Does the board have any further questions for me?
Do you have any questions? If you have any, you need any clarification, I mean, James is a Charlotte wealth of
And all the
resources.
material used has to be untreated lumber.
It is, to my understanding,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just, if you have questions on the Blue Book regulations, make a call. We'll try and guide you through there. We just want to keep it all as tidy as we possibly can, that's all.
Excellent, understood. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna hold that, obviously. And then you've got a Sandy Beach at 18 LLC, Taplow Consulting. At 18 Sandringham Lane. No, not here. Can't make it.
Yeah, so they emailed us, they cannot make it, and we also need an update cover sheet they gave us the plans but no cover sheet, so Charlotte's following up with, getting the cover sheet as well,
So this needs to go on hold.
Yeah, it's definitely on hold.
All right, so let's put that on hold. We're not ready to talk about that. And then you've got the Robert P. Ravegno 2019 Irrevocable Trust at 60 Middle Pond Road.
Yes.
With Brian Downey representing. I knew you were representing something. Come on up. Sit down and sign in if have a discussion with the board.
Sorry, real quick, you held the 61 inlet, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So they're looking to remove and replace a 60-inch by 147-inch floating dock. They don't have any, do you have any water depths as far as where you're going to situate the dock?
It's going to be in exactly the same spot.
Yeah, but we need to know the depth of water that we're looking at and make sure there's at least 30 inches of water at low tide there.
Right, okay. Well, that I don't know. That I didn't know that I needed to provide
Is
that.
it prior, is this an as-built, or is there a permit on this already?
I mean, I didn't look that far in. Do we know if there's a permit for this structure?
I'm not
Would-
aware of it.
I'm not aware of it either.
It should be in there.
I don't see it. No, it's just a survey, and there's no pictures in here either showing the site or anything. So there's no old permit number or anything. So,
Check the front, and maybe on the other side of that.
hold it.
What's this? The treasure map,
The treasure, no, this is just more drawings, hand drawings.
just drawings. We
No,
don't
this-
have, Charlotte, you
To
have,
see if there's a permit.
Before we mandate the depths, see if there's a permit on it.
is
Yeah,
there
I
a
mean,
permit? Do we have, what do we have?
We have to look to see if there's a permit,
So we don't know, so we're not, okay.
unless he can tell us that he has a permit for the existing structure.
I've just been going through the process with the trustees. 'cause that's
So you're not aware of any other paperwork or permit, you're not, so, okay, so we have more work that we have to do on this.
we need to find out if there was a original permit for the dock, and we need to find out the depth of water, the current depth of water
right, at low tide.
at low tide.
And that would be the depth of water as in when the pontoon is sitting on it? Because right now, at low tide, it sits on the silt.
On the bottom.
It's-
That's zero water depth.
That's zero water, but you have to provide a survey of that, showing that, because we need 30 inches of water at low water in order to have a floating dock.
To prevent it from sitting on
Yeah.
the bottom
That,
like
that
that.
doesn't sound like a floating dock to me.
Right. It is a high tide, it's not a low tide.
Sometimes.
And we would need pictures of the site, too. Anything else, James, that we need there?
That's it for
I do
now.
actually have photographs in my truck of the permanent deck with the pontoon on the end.
Yeah.
I do have that, but I don't have.
Well, you can
guys have
email
to
them
survey.
over to James so we can put them in the file.
Right, okay. They actually were in the file. I supplied all that. I just don't know whether or not.
It's not on, it's not, they're not here right now.
There's
They
no
haven't
photographs?
they haven't translated to us.
Yeah.
We have photos or the plans show this.
Yeah,
these-
that's
I
what-
have
that was
those.
the 3D drawing.
but
But
we
what
don't
about
have-
pictures of the actual site?
The site.
I do have that. I have them right there in my
Okay,
truck.
so if you, I mean, James, you want to
Give
give
me a
him a
second, Jordan.
checklist off channel here and tell him what he specifically needs to
Yeah,
get
you
to us?
just, you need photos, and then we'll look to see if there's any permits for the existing
Previous?
float.
Right, okay.
And
So
then
even
if-
though it's on the survey, that doesn't mean anything?
No, it could
No,
be on the
it's a
survey, but
survey,
not
it's-
permitted. There's too many times people they issue their own permits, but
Yeah, yeah.
they're just not
I
valid.
understand. Yeah,
So the
that
only
my-
other thing would be the depth of water.
My clients
mean
just
low.
bought the house, so.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so
it's,
the old owners might have put it in without a permit. They might have gotten a permit, but we don't know that right now, so we'll have to look to see if there's a permit.
Understood.
is there a catwalk or any other structures in the water there other than this dock that you're
No,
asking?
there's a permanent dock, and then at the very end is where the,
Well, we don't even know if the permanent dock is
Yeah,
permitted.
we would need to pull the file and see if there's any permits for that. Because, I mean, it sounds like we only have a partial application here right now.
okay.
So, talk to James, get the list of stuff that needs to be brought back to us, and then we'll put it back on for work session.
This is getting a big H for hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, hey, understandable.
Yep.
Got to do it right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, trustee Marin, you have Radio LLC.
WLNG.
List off you, or?
Not right now, I got it, yeah, we'll email you. right?
Costello Marine,
I think you got all my information.
what do we need to do here? We don't,
Stella was in a panic about getting this thing done.
where's Costello? What do we need to do? What is this for? What do we got here?
This is they've moved the high tide mark, so where the new tower is in our jurisdiction.
Great,
And the removal of the old tower.
okay.
I don't, we haven't received any mean high water yet, in my knowledge.
So we don't,
She never sent it.
I mean, obviously, we want to make sure that WLNG is still able to broadcast, right?
Well, yeah, I guess they were in a panic to get this done, but until we get this is very similar to until we see mean high water
Yeah.
going across the new tower, we can't touch it. The old tower, the decommissioning permit,
Yeah.
is in our jurisdiction currently.
Yeah.
Potentially, we don't know that yet. The old, that's why we were
Well, it's
asking
in the
for mean-
water.
It's in the,
We
yeah.
don't know that, because it's, they
You
don't
don't
have
have
the
the
mean
survey-
mean high water on
Yeah.
the survey, so.
Yeah, we need the
But when you go
survey
there
to
and you look at
verify.
it,
It's in,
It's in the water.
it's in the water.
It's in
So
the
you go
water.
there and look at it, it's in the water.
Your regulations ask for a survey with mean high water, so.
Yeah, but that's-
What to tell you?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanna pass.
Either
go
which
ahead.
way, if they wanted to fast track this, and they're not here right now, so there's nothing we can do about it, so it's on hold.
I feel like there was an email that came from them about that. Remember we were talking about the copper? It was concerned about like the copper.
Yeah, the
running.
wire.
They said
Yeah,
the
the
copper
wire.
is no longer there anymore. That was for AM.
So this,
Yeah.
this application specifically is for,
Removal
Decommissioning of the old tower and construction of the new tower. The construction of the new tower is questionable because we do not know where the mean high water mark as far as the new tower construction is. The old tower, I'm guessing we're gonna land within
So-
mean high water.
so we don't have plans.
These are the plans.
We don't have,
Okay, so the plans I'm looking at, zoom in on that here, show me this, what,
This is the old tower here. Okay, the new tower's over here. there's no mean high water on this survey, so we can't tell where everything is in your jurisdiction. If this is the mean high water, then this old tower will be in your jurisdiction, so you could give a permit to,
Decommission.
But we need a survey to
Remove it.
verify it.
correct.
Well, can I
This
ask?
looks
question?
well
Is that a
above mean high
bulkhead?
water,
No.
and
It's-
you
it's-
would
it's a
probably
wet-
not
it's
take
just
jurisdiction
wetlands.
of the
Okay, because
new
the way
tower.
the
it's not-
line suggested bulkhead, to me,
Yeah.
that would be high water, so.
This
There's
was the
bushes
bushes.
your
along there,
question,
those
Joseph?
circus bushes.
No, my question was, is that strong, that bold line there, bulkhead, or, because if it's bulkhead, that's mean high water.
There is no bulkhead.
Okay, so
It's just wetlands.
It's a mute
Phragmites.
point.
They have to show
Costello's
us a-
not here.
There's, the only thing that they reference is the tidal wetland line, which does not mean mean high water. Tidal wetlands can be above mean high water, depending on vegetation.
right.
So we need the mean high water line on the surveys to determine your jurisdiction.
Right, so
It would
we,
be the village for the wetlands jurisdiction anyway.
Correct.
Right,
and
but if
that
the-
would most likely be where the new tower would be outside of mean high water if we're going with.
but the decommissioning may be us since it's in the water.
Correct.
Yeah, the old tower is definitely in our bailiwick.
Right, so, all right,
But we need a proof of it.
We don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
we need Costello. We need to get them a list of what it is that we
We
need.
asked for it already. They were supposed to send it on Friday. They didn't. That's why we put it on for work session. They did not. That's what we're
Yeah,
telling you.
and they're talking about an emergency, we gotta get it done. They're not exactly moving with speed and alacrity
It's
Well,
not,
for
yeah.
for the emergency they've
I get
created
it.
for themselves.
I'm sensitive to that, so, all right, you know what, but we're asking for some basic things. Let's make a phone call after the meeting, and we'll do what we have to do here, you know.
But they need to initiate a survey to go down there and
Yeah.
do the survey. They might be backed up and they might be, because getting surveys done sometimes might take
Months,
a month or
yeah.
so.
It's on hold.
Yep.
Okay. All right, next, we have Frederick Von Wyk, 101 Big Fresh Pond Road, North Sea. Trustee McLaughlin?
I'm just gonna wait for the applicant to have comment.
So, hold?
Yeah, hold.
Hold. 797 Meadow Lane LLC. InterScience, I see Mr. Walker's here.
Hey, Jim. Last time I was here, the board asked us to shorten up the dock. We did. Charlotte asked for a new cover sheet, which I submitted. The dock goes to the 2 foot of water. So Jim, since you last here, I got a call from the neighboring attorney over the weekend, asked Councilman Barrow, and after.
Want me to take this over?
Go ahead, Joe.
The, David McMaster, the attorney, was giving me an earful of all the wonderful reasons why this should be denied. And I suggested he put everything in writing and request a public hearing, because I think that it deserves at least to be heard, whether or not anything that he would have, would have any bearing on the application. So it's my understanding the board is going to request a public hearing on this.
Does it meet Blue Book regulations?
Shortened it up 50 feet, where 100 foot is the pier. Is there any way you can
So does he answer that question, yes?
Yes. We can, you can talk to the neighbor before we do a public hearing, or? Neighbor's hostile. I'm gonna talk to him.
For the record, the neighbor that's hostile to the application used to own the property, so.
Sold it to my client.
But, okay, but the thing is that if it's meeting Blue Book regulations, you know,
It meets the Blue Book regulations. It's in front of the village. We have the DEC, the Army Corps, the Department of State. We have to go through all those items.
so you have all the permits necessary, or?
No, they're in process.
They're in process.
We're in the process.
And he's just trying to make sure we're on board with.
Village ZBA. We're in front of the ZBA.
He'd initially confused us with the ZBA, the attorney, when he called, so.
So before we advance this, let's wait on the other permits.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And then that's gonna
Well,
get, then
this-
public hearing can be in somebody else's ballpark.
Well, yeah, well, that was Okay, that's what I was gonna ask, because we're meeting all the Blue Book regulations
Goes to
here, so-
appreciable water depth of,
Well, specifically, what Chip is saying is a bit of a problem, because the village is waiting for the Board of Trustees.
Well, bit of a problem, you're meeting all of our rules and regulations, so you've checked all the boxes for
don't have to
minimum,
have a public hearing if you don't.
maximum actual standards for permit issuance, if you're meeting the Blue Book regulations.
We're building a little kayak dock.
Again, if it meets Blue Book, you don't absolutely have to have a public hearing, so.
It meets Blue Book, I understand this, the neighbor's not happy with this.
Well, there's
But-
two neighbors, not just one, there's two neighbors there.
Two neighbors are not happy with it, but it meets Blue Book regulations.
The neighbor that Joe's referring to is here. This is Elgort. He was been a client of our office prior, used to own this property, moved here. The other property has bulkhead and
dock.
docks.
So
Deep
why,
water.
what is the issue specifically? You spoke to these folks, what is their?
I spoke with the attorney, and he was giving me that they're endangered species, and it's a secret question, and I sort
Endangered
of
species and
indicated
a
that.
secret question.
We received letters over the weekend. I sent to all your emails, so I would suggest maybe reviewing them as well. But
Let's let some of the balls fall. I mean, you're still waiting on Army Corps and the state?
We're full speed ahead with the Army Corps, Department of State. DEC is going to take a while longer.
I'm concerned with the fact that we have an applicant that has met the criteria of the Blue Book regulations. And we are denying, or we're not issuing, or we are whatever, based on what rationale. If it meets the test, we met all the tests, right? What is the issue? I've
The
heard
only-
endangered species, I've heard,
the only
is there
issue that-
endangered species there?
The only
What else
issue-
did I hear?
The only issue that I could see, it's a good place to hold shiners, Lennox Silverside, and putting a dock there would be right in the middle of a good set, so. As far as
Well,
abayment's
in that regard,
perspective,
we
but
tried
other
to-
than that,
We tried to put the little dock next to the bulkhead. The bulkhead and the dockage next door is big. It's where everybody goes striped bass fishing. They walk right up next to the guy's dock and fish next to it in the deep water. And I only know that because that's where my son goes.
Is there an access and egress over stairs over the top of that boardwalk?
No,
Or is
but-
it needed?
We certainly can provide that. There's a sandy beach there.
yeah.
The likelihood that anybody needs stairs for pass and repass is low, but we certainly could provide that, and we could do that now.
I mean, if you're gonna if you're setting shiners or somebody's bass fishing, either a break in the dock or an access or egress stairs like we've done in the past.
We could do that here where the dock is low. There's no harm.
Because
in-
it starts way upland in the meadow, so there's either that, you get, unless the dock's 54 inches high, like the Army Corps wants it, then you can walk underneath it.
The dock isn't overly high until we get to the Phragmites. Nobody's gonna walk through the Phragmites. I did. It's thick as you can.
It's pretty well vegetated there.
But the dock is high there. When we get down to the water, the dock is low.
So you need pass and repass steps.
We
Yep.
put them at the high water line.
Then I don't see,
It's problematic denying people things that clearly meet Blue Book regulations.
You're not denying if you hold a public hearing, you're merely putting information before you that is there presumably to aid in a decision. That's,
You state-
that's
you're
the only
making a record.
purpose, so.
who makes
But
a record.
the problem with that is the obvious.
I think I'd like to take this one to exec, and I'd like you to have a proposed stairs, access and egress
Because
stairs on the
anybody's
plans.
gonna,
This is not really an exec session.
It's not an.
it's not.
No.
But the thing, no, but the thing is this, you have people that for all whatever their reasons are, they don't want to see their neighbor have a dock. Maybe they just don't want to look at
As I
it.
said,
I
if it
understand.
meets Blue Book, you do not absolutely have to have a public hearing. It's discretionary. Again, this is a board decision.
Right. but it's
Well,
not executive, you said.
Evidently, we all emailed some information that we
Yes.
haven't looked at, so why don't we put this on hold so we can look at
Put
that?
it on hold, that gives Jim time to put the
Yep.
pass the wreath
And
past
then we could
stairs
look at the
on.
information that was sent to the board.
That's
And then-
permissible and probably the
Would be my
better
suggestion.
choice to do.
Yeah, because you
At
have
this
to.
point,
I
anyway.
haven't seen
You
it,
have
so
to adjust
I
your
would.
plans anyway for a pass and
Yeah.
repass
Yep.
stair, but I think this should go on for the next work session,
Fine.
After we review the information.
right?
Okay?
And
that's
maybe, Joe, can we ask the attorneys involved in them say, hey, we're,
You don't have an attorney on that side as far as I know.
no, I know, but I mean, this is, we're all kind of communicating.
I'm always sensitive when people bring a project that meets the guidelines. And we're, not work. I picture yourself at the DMV and you've brought every piece of information you need to get your transaction done and now you're going home without it.
That's normal, though.
Yeah, but we do have information, Scott, to look at, so.
So I would recommend you look at it and
Yeah, we will.
we terminate the discussion at this point.
I agree.
I'll give you the stairs for pass and
We
repass.
don't need to dig.
Yeah.
One step at a
That's-
time.
Pass or repass is always
But, yeah, I think we hold this till the next.
next session.
Until we get to look at the information.
All good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay. That's all he has today. Let's see, Richard Flicker. 3 Big Men.
The applicant requested to place it on the next work session as they can't meet it today.
So on hold it goes. And then you have, I see LK McLean here, associates from Water's Edge Civic Association at 325 Royal.
James told me about this letter of support from the community association down there. So we have that in the file.
We have a nice project.
Trustees,
Good morning.
nice to see you all again.
One thing I'm still curious about, because of my newness, what is our jurisdiction in this area? We don't really seem to have a lot.
Well, a lot and any, if it connects to the rest of the project. Like if we have a couple
all-
inches of jurisdiction and it connects to the rest of the project, then we're involved.
Well, right, but like, where is that? Because it's private property on both sides. It's the highway up until the high water mark, right? And then it's
It would be down by the revetment, right?
the revetment?
Is this the bioswale?
Yes.
The one we requested a letter from the Civic Association, which we got?
I believe that would be that one, yes, over the property.
Yeah,
line.
I had spoken with Mark Brager in Highway.
Yeah, so if you're going off mean high water for jurisdiction, the rock revetment, it touches the rock revetment that's being proposed,
So that's where our jurisdiction comes in, where it touches, and you guys are doing a good thing for the environment and a nice project for the community. And
Yeah, it's totally untreated.
we're in favor of this, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're in favor of this, so I think this is a good project.
Yeah.
Any questions, or
I
do
don't
you
have any-
discuss anything else?
No, I don't have any questions. I know that you are thoroughly.
This is basically all dry wells, not a bioswale, correct?
It's a bioswale at the end of the roadway.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of dry wells up the road.
They're trying to catch as much as they can and then take the rest of it into a swale.
Rainfall. It's a rainfall,
For the runoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just a little bit of
You-
stone
you-
revetment for any adjacent erosion control.
You've been working in this neighborhood, and you've been doing the best you can with a set of parameters, with very high water table and very low-lying land, and trying to get the best result that you can with those parameters. Am I seeing this correctly?
Yeah, right, low-lying road, and then at the same time, your water table is high. So as we go down the road, those leaching galleys actually get a little bit deeper, because the water table is a little bit lower up the road.
Up the road. So you guys are doing everything that you possibly can, and we're in favor of that. It's helping the waterway, it's helping that community, and I applaud the efforts of everybody.
Back in the 70s and early 80s, the water was certified there, but over time, because of the runoff from all the road ends, it has, basically made it, for shellfishing, uncertified and poor water quality there. So all we're trying to do is to have mitigation on stopping the stormwater from rushing back into the water and to the bay, and hopefully the coliform levels and the other bad things that are in the water slowly get dissipated in this project as it goes closer to the water, right? That's what I look at it as.
would advance it pending plans, which I know you can get to James, and also we would waive the fee, right?
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a
yes.
community preservation fund project at the end of the day, right? Paying for this?
I believe so.
Yes.
Can look into it, but
Yeah, that's what I
It's
would do.
great public benefit.
Advance it.
Advanced.
I want to thank Mark Brager for really promptly getting back and getting what we needed so that we
Yeah.
could.
Thanks to Mark
advance it.
Brager and the Highway Department for
Yep.
partnering up with the community and trying to do something good for the environment. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That concludes the determination. Let's move over to the general permit applications, the final stamp plan review. I see there's one for trustee Marin and one for trustee Parsons.
Mary Lane stamp.
Stamp, that's the one that's the one I was the first one on the docket when I got in here.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, Stacy Bomer, 166 each. Stamped. You good? You good, Matt? Good. Let's advance those, and I think that that will conclude our work session, but I know we have some things here for the executive session. So if nobody has anything more, I will make a motion to adjourn our work session, go to executive session, to discuss potential litigation and contracts.
Yep. Second.
Second to trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll see everybody at the general meeting.